legal license to mine, the only leg that the mining industry stands on at the moment, is very much a part of the old paradigm. We have to rebuild the fundamental business case for mining. It's not a doom and gloom thing, but the mining industry, as I found out, is extremely adaptive. They pick things up very, very quickly. We must plan mine closure from the beginning, fund that thing through the life of mine, establish proper governance structures through the life of mine, that NGOs, that interest and affected bodies can sit in on the actual planning of what will happen to the mine at the end of its life.
The one thing that I think comes out of Marikana and the need for a new social license to operate is a new approach to black economic empowerment, to make it more broad-based. And that's always been my criticism of the government in terms of the time that the mining charter was revised in September 2010. There was no change to the requirement that ownership under the mining charter should be mandatory in terms of it being broad-based. What I mean by that is that it's still possible under the mining charter to simply empower a few people. I know that mining companies do that less and less, and the approach to empowerment has become more progressive. But I really simply do not understand why broad-based empowerment through ESOPs, in other words, through worker schemes or through community schemes, is not made mandatory under the mining charter. There needs to be a new approach to communities. And one of the issues I would flag there is whether South Africa, the time has not arisen that South Africa signs up to ILO Convention 169, which deals with the free, prior, and informed consent of communities. And essentially, I think that communities, mine communities in this country, need a better deal.
I agree with the speakers that we definitely are at a critical point of transition in the mining industry, which is at the center both of the South African economy and South African politics. The idea of a social charter for mining is definitely a beautiful one. Mining in this country, just to give an example of what is actually happening, we are deteriorating back to illegal mining. We have a re-emergence of child labor, of trafficking and actual slave labor in old shafts. Now this is the reality of mining industry today.
Gauteng, although it's the smallest province in the country, has the largest number of unused arable lands. If mining companies that own a lot of these lands, and Prof. Turton was one of the people who helped us to identify these lands, will start utilizing these lands for agriculture. That could create a huge amount of new jobs and of course improve job security. Just to give you a figure, Gauteng Green Economic Development Strategy estimated that 400,000 jobs could be created only in Gauteng, only in agriculture, using only land that currently is unused. So if you compare 400,000 jobs with the number of jobs that could be created by mining industry, you can immediately see where potential is.
We are a gold mining company working and operating on the West Rand. We probably work and operate in one of the most contaminated, environmentally contaminated areas that is in and around Johannesburg. We've got acid mine drainage decamped about 500 meters from our plant. We've got unrehabilitated open cast pits from legacy mining. We have over 28 shafts, openings and holings on surface within our area. But we don't see that as a challenge. We see that as an opportunity.